In this assignment, in this video rather, I'm going to do the Android emulator assignment. The purpose of this assignment is to have you install the Android SDK. That's the first step in the instructions. And then the second step is to test the emulator to make sure that it's running and to make sure that we can connect to the Tomcat server instance that we launch inside of Eclipse. Now, in this section of the web page, I have instructions on how to install the Android SDK. These instructions are fairly detailed, and I think that you can do that without a video. If you have trouble, of course, you can contact me. But so I'm going to skip this step. I'm going to go directly to testing the Android emulator. And so the first thing we're going to do is to run the Android AVD Manager program. So I'm going to go to the folder where I have the Android SDK installed, and then here's the executable SDK Manager. I'm going to run that. It's initializing this manager. And this screen doesn't look necessary. I have one virtual device defined. You can have additional devices defined. Let's boot up this one device. This is was created in a previous assignment. So let's start up this device. It takes some time to initialize. As you can see, this gives us the interface to this virtual device. This is the this is a representation of the physical keys on the Android device. And this is a representation of the physical keyboard, if there is one. Okay, the device has started up. I'm going to unlock it. I'll left click on this and drag it over. Now I'm in here. Let's test that the browser works. I'll click on the browser. And here we've gone to the Google website. And we can enter URLs in here. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to I click this search button, and I think that's how we want to do it. Type in a URL here: http://csusb.edu/ Here's the new. We're just retrieving, testing that we can retrieve a web page through the emulator. I think I need to click this arrow. Let's see how that works. There it is. Okay, now the next step is to try to retrieve a web page that we're serving through a running instance of Tomcat inside of Eclipse. So for that purpose, I'm going to start up Eclipse and start the Tomcat web application that we created in a previous assignment. Here's the application, Tomcat. I'm going to right click on that and select Run As, Run on Server, and in the console window we see the logging output, and inside Eclipse it opened up a new view here with an instance of the a web browser that's built into Eclipse, and sent us to this URL, which is how we access the web page from our applications running on our local machine. See, the address here is localhost, so it means don't go out onto the internet. Just try to connect to the server on the same machine that you're running the browser on. And when you do connect to that server, connect through port 8080. That's an alternative port. The default port is port 80. I'm going to override the default port by specifying a colon followed by the number 8080 to tell the browser to connect to the server through port 8080. And alright, let's see. As you can see, the web page says Hello Mobile Universe. That comes from this H1 element here. So let's go into the emulator. Oh, now before we do that, I want to explain that now we cannot connect to Tomcat through a local host, because the Android emulator runs within the browser rather runs within an emulator, and the emulator is it's an instance of the Android operating system that is running. So it's a virtual machine, and that virtual machine has its own loopback interface, has its own local host connection to it. So it cannot connect to the local host of the host computer that we're running Eclipse in, or that we're running the emulator in rather. What the emulator does is it allows us to connect to the local host of the host computer using the IP address 10.0.2.2. So that's how we get to the local host, or the loopback interface of the host machine. So this is the URL that we need to enter in to connect to our web application. So let's go ahead and do that. So the keyboard works correctly here. So I'm going to enter in 10.0.2. Oh, can't remember the address again. Okay, it's 10.0.2.2, and then colon 8080 / Tomcat. We can add another slash, it's optional, because we'll be redirected to this URL in any case. So seems like the 0 was omitted here. Let me see, was that a typing error? Let me try that again. http colon / 10.0.2.2. I put an extra period in there before. Colon 8080 / Tomcat / There it is. Hello Mobile Universe. That is in fact our web page. Let's verify that. I'll change this to Hello Mobile World. I'll save that. See, the asterisk means it's unsaved. I'll save that file, and let's refresh the web page. I'll hit enter on that. There it is, Hello Mobile World. So as you can see, we're retrieving web pages from the instance of Tomcat that we're running in Eclipse, and that completes this assignment. There's nothing to submit into the repository for this assignment.